Like it wasn't on that. It's just like it'd be early, it'd be like it'd just be time where nobody be speaking on nobody one minute.
Wait, who?
21.
Chad, we live out that motherfucker.
Where the lighter?
Y'all got it.
You got that cutter?
It's some. My fault. I did not know that's what she was looking for. I would have passed it to you. Live out this joint, chat. Oh my God, bro. It's fishing play right here. Look.
I don't know, but I'm just moving out the way just to myself.
See, look.
Look.
I would have hit you so I could get some money. Right?
You better hope he got some money.
She like a crooked cop. She said, please say hi to 21. No, talk about 60.
Newbie.
Yes.
Hold this.
Oh, Woody, you scared me. I thought you was fine. I got it.
What?
Don't put your hand in the middle.
Here you go. Yeah. We live, chat. Let me put it down over
And
so
I
you
asked
can
that
see
question
it.
because I got a theory. And it's a good theory though. No, I gotta wait till.
I can hear you going.
No, I asked my question. All right, Chad, let me tell y'all my question. Yeah, I can see it. Chad, I'm gonna ask y'all my question. Hold on, here I come. Like, you want me to get over?
No. Just keep holding.
I could have got that for you.
You ain't that much talking. You shorter than me. Shut up.
No, I'm not.
You shorter.
I'm up here though. Look. On my hand. Look at it. Oh, look up. Oh, yeah, I thought you was holding your hand up there. Yeah. I thought you was holding your hand up there to see who's taller.
This motherfucker. Try to get the damn thing up.
Hey, yo.
All right, so
Chat.
what was your question?
All right, my question was, all right, before our time, like us, humans, anything, before it was our time, what was the world destroyed with before the plan of destroying it other than water? Because you said he promised that he wouldn't flood it. So before again,
Yeah, that's the promise.
right? So what was the world destroyed with before?
It was before he flooded the earth.
Yes.
All right, so we know that he destroyed groups of people.
But the main question is, was it wind, fire?
He destroyed groups of what? He flooded the earth once, so we know that he destroyed the earth one time. That's when he flooded it with water.
Just talk a little louder. So
When he wiped out humans, he wiped out
Oh yeah, right. I forgot.
except for when he told Noah what to say. All right, so and that was before our time.
Yeah, that's before our time.
Okay, so now my theory basically is, or my thoughts. No, not a question. Or my thoughts is, what if he's destroying it in the 4 continents?
No, he's gonna destroy everything.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, what if he's doing it in that,
Like that order.
yeah, like not that order, but that in that way, like
How
water,
Like how it all
fire,
start.
Oh yeah, he just
and wind.
No, that's okay.
I mean,
So
earth and wind.
those are going to be just the calamities that he sent upon mankind for sending disobedience down. So yeah, mudslides, that's a calamity. and it's a warning. The fires that you see all over the world,
Tornadoes and all that.
tornadoes, yeah,
Because
all of these things are.
In 2027, I believe it was. It's supposed to be the first ever Category 6 hurricane, and I believe that.
Nah, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
You don't think it's gonna?
He destroyed people with wind before.
Yeah.
No. Let me explain to you how this wind came to these people.
Oh, it's not plugged up.
They
Funny,
actually
neck was
chose
plugged up.
their own punishment.
Funny, where the black stitcher for?
These people, they chose their own punishment, not understanding in their arrogance and hate that they even choosing their own
Where the
punishment.
big black stitcher for?
How he destroyed this
It's on the tip
particular
right
group of
here.
people. He described this wind as a powerful wind. So have you ever been outside and
Yes.
the wind blowing and you hear that whistling sound?
Listen,
Oh, it's right
I
here.
had heard wind
Uh,
that made me get up and start looking around,
Which one
like,
that water
and
on?
like, where's it coming from?
Really, this
Which one
sound.
that water on?
Where's the freight train? I've heard wind that actually.
How?
Yes.
Yeah. These people heard the wind. How you hear my voice?
Mhm.
Yeah, to them it was a screaming wind. It was screaming at them. The wind itself was screaming at these people. And it's the people of Hood, I use that. HUD, Hood. It's people, mankind.
Is it charging?
But how we see our size, a lot of people don't know how our actual size is now. Adam, our father, he was 60 cubits. That's the size of a 2-story building. Okay. So just imagine 60 cubics. A person standing 60 feet, 60 cubics tall. That's about roughly the size of a 2-story house or a little taller than a 2-story house.
Right.
That's the natural size of mankind.
That goes to show how much sin. That's all we are.
These people, the people of Hood, his people had stature that was bigger, way bigger than the size of Adam. I didn't say. Literally, their size was bigger than the actual size of mankind. That's the stature they was given. These people,
So what that? So basically, they started sinning.
we get it, mankind.
When they started sinning, right? Because you said he was
Chet.
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 Chet. Oh my
It's not my fault. I'm
God.
skinny, right?
No, you get skinnier.
Right.
Babe, they close at 5. You went over there first Sunday. I know. What time you guys have delivered? 4 o'clock? Okay, next. I'm not 41. Close at 5. It's on fish. Right. I forgot what Sunday. I'm like, oh shit. I saw for some time. I know the market closed. What's it called? Fast food. That's dumb as shit. Jaleel?
Hold on.
You did so much good.
No, I got finished. We need disinfectant. It's just the one that's inside the sink.
It was supposed to come up with a DIY burger.
I'm like an old ass lady.
There we go. I forgot I put it in my pocket. So.
Oh, my goodness.
What? What's the matter?
But you got to go now because they
Me?
closed at 5. The one here
What's wrong with
Laverne. And they stopped delivering at 4.
Oh, hey, my
Right.
kitchen is clean. It's just
I didn't see.
that's like 3 knives and like 2 big spoons.
My bakery is so big.
I want you to go here first.
Oh, you want to put them in
I'm
this,
not.
fridge. Put your money in this crib. Damn, you probably won't make it to time anyway because the buses run slow as shit today. I'm just saying. What that bus go? 56.
All right, well. Oh.
Least explored places on the planet.
Oh, they run every 3 to 6 minutes. Oh, wow.
I want to know when he finished talking about what he was talking about. I was very interested.
Well, I need Lupe to come back in here because it was her question. So we technically waiting on you.
Yeah. We having a conversation waiting on you.
Oh, I
Smile, smile. Nah.
right. I was talking about the food.
No, we will.
Oh, we talking.
That's already established.
Come back,
What a
check.
lighter is.
Y'all have the orange lighter.
You shouldn't be seen smoking.
Who, me?
No, that's why he restricted it from kids.
It just,
They-
yeah,
it's
I was
a
about to
choice.
say, my,
Yeah,
My
I
shit.
Yeah.
I get that part.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm not gonna say nothing because you're a grown man, as you like to say.
Better cook too.
What?
Not
Check.
playing, not rapping.
Check here. They just
There we go, I got it.
every time. Move. Move. Move.
Oh, but that's what my channel is for. Smoking,
Check.
drinking, all that shit.
Yeah, I get that. hopefully what I'm trying to say to you, it'll register on a different scale.
Go to the bathroom.
Now, back to the question. What was the question again? Oh, the ways that
Yeah.
the world. All right, so we only know technically one way that the earth was actually destroyed, and that was during the Great Flood, water.
Right.
We
So
know-
this time,
We know the next way it's going to happen, but you want to know about all the other
I'm
times.
saying
that
like,
it has
what
happened.
if? No, I'm just saying like, what if that's how it's going to happen?
Yeah, it also, that's how it's going to start.
Water.
Yes. That's how, no. Every single time God destroyed anybody, he sent them warning signs. The warning signs was always the wind, because we know about the wind. The fire, because we know about the fire. The earth, because we can understand what a mudslide is. And what was that? Wind, water,
Can I say something?
fire, earth, water, because we know he flooded the earth. Go ahead.
What if the next time he destroy the earth is gonna be with Behemoth and all
The next time we know the earth is going to be destroyed, it's going to be with fire.
Fire.
We know
Fire.
it's gonna be with fire.
We know that the next time he's going to destroy the earth, he said it to every single prophet, and they said it to everybody on the earth. So everybody across the earth know, or even heard of a story. I don't care what time in their life it was. Every single person, God made sure that every single person heard about the time he destroyed the earth with water. Everybody know that story, the Great Flood.
Yeah.
We know because he told us the next time he destroyed it, it's going to be with fire.
So the Great Fire.
No, he just called it.
No, I'm saying,
He
I'm saying
just
that's
told
what-
us we can't call it what we want to call it. We don't
Right.
know what he just said that it's going to be with fire. But as to your question, he always sends warning signs through the water with flooding, mudslides through the earth, fire, and with hurricanes. Hurricanes are is wind. Tornadoes, you get both the double dose of literally the fire, because the lightning strikes can hit anywhere and start a fire. The wind, and it rains a lot. And what do he tear
There
up?
are disasters that we don't even know the name of. That haven't even hit us yet. It's coming.
We're in the end times.
It's coming. It's the end of time.
Yeah, definitely in the end times. If you look at what's going on in Palestine, that is literally the biggest sign that the end times.
Why should pick it on?
I got you. I know what I'm doing.
No, you gotta go to the
It's not
store.
that sharp.
Did you?
Why?
And there you go.
Because I'm saying he's still not up.
Yes, he is. He's out of work.
He's not.
That's because he playing the game.
He's not. Where you at?
Playing the game in his room.
That shit crazy.
Mhm. Yes, bro. I'm over here like this.
All right, so look.
We're gonna start going faster.
Right.
He wastes the time.
Go outside.
I'm talking to Lulu.
You in here. Right, we trying to have a conversation.
I have noodles on. I'm coming. It's just like, you don't like me?
No, not today. I don't. You get on my fucking nerves.
All right, so as I was telling y'all before, he destroyed people with wind before. The people of Hood. Nobody know about him. Look him up. HUD, Hood. So he was sent to his people as a warner, and these people was bigger than
What is that?
Adam, and stronger than the normal humans. They had superhuman strength and height. So
To them, that's why you see them pictures with like them old, not pictures, but like paintings of you. You might see a big ass person holding a fucking a lion in the arm like a cat. They was cats. They was really cats. The fucking them big people.
yeah, we mankind had a statue to them that's crazy. To us, that's crazy. But in this side, because look at some of the other smaller people. God told us about a time that's going to come where people are going to become smaller and smaller because of sin. Look at us. Look how small we are.
Hey. Is there any more
He was talking about this time.
all the queens?
And then
men?
look at how many midgets is being born now. They got a whole, been having shows on TV with them for years.
What you doing?
I can go back to it. I'm just looking at something.
Oh,
Just
Oh.
checking something to see if it's good.
He destroyed people with way before. Matter of fact,
You're such a hater.
he destroyed
But-
I mean, it don't matter.
I know.
It should be more.
I'm holding up for you, make it easy. Goddamn.
He must not read.
Oh wait, no, it's the other one.
Junior,
This one.
what's the matter? Nigga up there throwing a tip potential.
Let me do that.
What you saying, bro? Oh yeah,
I forgot to bring that damn phone.
Right, I see it. Let me see. No, she just trying to see if you find the lighter.
Right, I'm just trying to see.
So,
I'm listening. I'm really trying to get into this.
oh, so
I can feel that shit in my
Yeah,
teeth so
Give me
bad.
that. That's what
I'm going.
Oh, here
I'm
goes.
going.
his people were sent to Hood was sent to his people, right? It ain't funny, but he was sent to his bro.
It ain't funny, but he laughed.
How you dumb enough to be dumb enough? He knew. He knew that his people was blessed. And his clan, I guess that's what we're gonna sit there and call him, but his nation. He knew his nation of people was blessed because of by the sheer size that they had over the other humans that was on the earth. And then to top it off, they was given a power. They was given a strength that's so crazy. This is how God described their strength. It was like you going outside and picking up a blade of grass, right? But they could pull palm trees up out the ground like you would go outside and pick up a blade of grass. Go look at how deep palm trees, their roots go
We don't see nothing.
into the earth. Just go look at how deep they roots go into the earth.
That's how strong it was.
Bro, they had power. They ain't had to us because of how weak we are. We would consider they had a power unlike anything you would sit here and could imagine.
Like they could pick up a fucking tree with their finger.
They could pull a palm tree up out the ground like you
Yeah.
would be able to go outside right now
Okay.
and pluck a blade of grass.
What's
Just
wrong
one
with
blade of
it?
grass.
Let's
It's
hear it.
easy.
2 fingers.
Let's hear it.
But no. Think about
What's wrong?
how easy it actually is for you to
Yeah,
pull,
I
just
see.
to pull one
You
single
see what
blade
you
of
always
grass.
ask for?
Mhm.
They can do that with palm trees with ease. Pull them up out the ground. Pull them up like a blade of grass, bro. You
Yeah,
know,
you got him crying.
Until you go in there with
I'm
your
about to go
cereal.
in. This is how I am, bro.
Oh.
Say, yo, what's up, Brody?
I just want to see it.
yeah, God gave them crazy strength, crazy stats,
Stop crying. Wait a minute.
Wow.
You probably hungry.
I
and
just told the nigga that.
they became arrogant.
Is any more bread here?
So God sent, warning signs to them.
Junior,
No, we
Kept sending
don't.
warning
come eat.
You on camera.
to
You have to stop
Hey, how you
that.
going outside talking about
they,
competing?
Can you stop that, please? You have to
he
stop that.
caused their crops not to grow.
Stop what?
Because you calling
Man,
Jesus.
you really can't make it.
They
My
got
fault,
so
y'all. We had to go on
arrogant.
mute real quick.
They got so arrogant, right?
Mhm.
They literally told Hood, go. Astaghfirullah. They literally had the nerve to tell him, go get what you promising us with. Meaning, go get the punishment of God.
What?
Yeah.
That's what?
Yeah.
Why would they do something like that?
Because of their arrogance, bro. These people was huge. But they were strong-ish. Like, you don't understand the type of strength I'm really.
Right.
No,
These, they ain't have no. Nigga, Superman.
like the Hulk type strong.
You see, no, nigga.
Stronger?
Nah. You that's anime shit. Nah, nigga, don't. Just
Real life.
think
like,
about.
No, yeah, I'm thinking
Think
about
about-
real life, but you know.
Next time you get a chance, go outside and find an actual blade of grass and pluck a blade of grass and look at the comparison of strength. You can go outside and pluck a blade of grass. Immensely easy. Immensely easy, right?
Imagine a palm tree.
Thank you. Imagine
That's
a
what I'm
palm tree.
saying.
A palm tree roots can go more than 14, 15 feet in the
Mhm.
ground.
Think
Look,
of it
look,
right now.
look. Think of a tree like this. As big as the tree go up, the roots go even deeper down.
He
Right.
coming down the steps. He coming down the
Even
steps.
deeper.
Junior, Kwani's slow, y'all. He don't know what to do. He went upstairs. I just fixed this joint. Y'all. He don't know. Hold on. I'm here.
Oh, thank God.
Just let me know if you can hear me or see me.
I tell you about all the ways God destroyed people.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Hmm?
That's what it is.
He haven't destroyed the earth since the flood, but he have destroyed nations.
Nations, actually, have destroyed nations.
Thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people,
Billions of people.
billions of people.
Nigga, you think we got 8 billion people on the earth now? We don't know how many people was on the earth when he destroyed them. We don't know how many people he destroyed in other various groups of people who he destroyed. We don't know. It could have been billions of those people. It's going to be billions upon billions upon billions upon billions
Don't always make sure somebody's alive.
upon billions of people on the earth. Oh yeah, there's groups of people. Look at what he did to Pharaoh.
What you doing? Throwing stuff.
Look what he did to Pharaoh. Look how he destroyed Pharaoh. Crushed him in a river. But his arrogance.
No, Russian.
What up here?
I
If we could do, I think we do.
Get my phone from Junior. Come on.
All right, phone, let me know. You back?
Yep.
I just FaceTime when you get there.
Deja, you dragging the whole team with you.
Who put that?
Deja.
All right, go ahead.
Who did this? What's in there? Nothing.
Campers and stuff for Milan.
Kick my fucking feet again and don't say excuse me. I think you did it on purpose.
I ain't do that on purpose.
You did. I said kick my feet again and don't say excuse me. I'm gonna think you did it on purpose. Junior, go get on the bed, Junior.
Junior, go upstairs.
Nah, he's up on the phone. Somebody on the phone.
Oh, give it here. Who is it?
Chat. Hold on, chat. The babies. Is
Hold
it
on,
a
we-
girl or boy? That's all I'm saying. do it.
No, we
That's
don't.
not-
But here comes.
So we can watch our video. Come on.
We about to finish the play.
No, we need to finish having our conversation.
The conversation not going to end.
Oh, all right. Come on, first play.
He really be acting like somebody all his time.
Junior, right?
Yes. Here, funny.
I had to move that out the damn camera. She's
Yeah.
still in the fuck out.
Oh, move me, because I'm trying to eat.
Bro, get out the camera.
No,
No. We right here. We right here.
Three.
We right here. She out the camera. Look, boom.
Find what you love. Love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More.
Okay, Mom.
But did you make sure your phone wasn't dying because your little one crying?
In this documentary, we explore what has been found on this continent, the stories passed down through history, and how they may connect to what lies beneath the ice. We'll examine the myths, the discoveries, and what makes it Earth's most mysterious and only forbidden continent. You'll hear the legends, see the evidence, and decide for yourself what Antarctica is truly hiding.
She said, bring it down. You Angela Walker.
In 2016, satellite images taken over the Ellsworth Mountains in Antarctica sparked a wave of curiosity. Hidden among the snow and ice,
Go see if the other tablet is charging. You need the tablet and I can get the phone.
Yeah, it should be big. What you go?
Mom. 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 Mom.
What the fuck is so funny?
one peak in particular stood out, a mountain with 4 sharp faces and a pointed top. From above, it looked strikingly like the pyramids of Giza.
Dog.
This pyramid-shaped formation is located in the southern part of the Ellsworth Mountains, a remote range not far from the Patriot Hills Research Base. It stands around 4,150 feet tall and is clearly visible from aerial views. Geologists who have studied the region explain that what looks like a pyramid is most likely the result of natural processes. The mountain is what's known as a nunatak, a peak that sticks out above the ice. Over millions of years, strong winds, freezing temperatures, and cycles of thawing and refreezing have carved its faces into the sharp triangular shape we see today. This type of erosion, called freeze-thaw weathering, is common in cold regions, and it can create surprisingly regular shapes in stone. Similar pyramid-like peaks exist in places like the Swiss Alps, such as the famous Matterhorn. Still, the shape of the Antarctic pyramid is unusual. Most natural peaks with triangular sides have just 1 or 2 flat faces. This mountain appears to have 4, giving it a near-perfect geometric form.
Big Tech hates this, and they're scrambling to shut it down, because this $99 million military-grade stealth drone is now in the hands.
That's why some researchers and independent theorists believe it could be more than just a mountain. They suggest that the formation might have once been a human-made structure, possibly a pyramid, now buried under thick layers of ice. These ideas become even more interesting when compared to ancient pyramids in other parts of the world. The pyramids in Egypt, Mexico, and Peru all share similar designs: wide bases, sloping sides, and a strong alignment with cardinal directions. Some believe this pattern shows a shared understanding of architecture, possibly passed down from a single older source. Others suggest that early civilizations might have developed pyramid building independently, choosing this shape for practical reasons such as stability and symbolic power. A similar theory surrounds the Bosnian pyramids, where some believe large hills may be hiding the remains of stepped pyramids built in prehistoric times. Though mainstream archaeologists reject these claims, supporters point to the smooth slopes and aligned corners as possible signs of artificial design. The same arguments are now being applied to parts of the Ellsworth Mountains. Observers claim that some of the nearby ridges and snow-covered hills may also hide pyramid-like shapes. On satellite images, several peaks appear to have near-symmetrical lines and square bases.
It's not charging.
What makes the Antarctic formation so mysterious for scientists is the difficulty of access. The continent is covered by a massive sheet of ice, more than a mile thick in some areas. Only a small portion of the land is visible from the surface. Harsh weather, remote location, and international regulations make large-scale exploration nearly impossible. That's why the full story behind these formations remains hidden. In recent years, satellite technology has allowed scientists and researchers to observe Antarctica in greater detail than ever before. These high-altitude images have revealed more strange features scattered across the icy surface. Among them are large, dark shapes resembling doorways carved into mountain slopes, and even patterns that look like man-made stairs. These discoveries have puzzled many and sparked numerous discussions among researchers and theorists alike. One of the most talked about formations appears near a remote area of East Antarctica. There, a large rectangular opening is clearly visible. It is positioned along a rock face, surrounded by thick layers of snow and ice. The shape of the opening is unusually clean and geometric, with sharp lines that make it appear different from the surrounding natural landscape. The structure stands out due to its symmetry, straight edges, and shadowed interior. Some have estimated that this doorway is several meters tall and wide, which is large enough to allow the entry of a full-sized aircraft. Experts in glaciology have offered natural explanations. They believe that such openings could be formed by the gradual movement of ice around rock formations, combined with strong winds and temperature changes. Over time, melting and refreezing can create gaps in the ice. When the snow shifts, these gaps may take on geometric appearances. Other scientists suggest that the supposed doorway may simply be the top of a ridge, exposed as ice levels lowered due to melting. Another puzzling discovery is found on one of the southernmost islands near the Antarctic coast. A wide cave entrance was recorded, positioned at the base of a snow-covered mountain. The dark interior of the cave makes it impossible to see what lies inside, but what surrounds the entrance is even more curious. At the base of the slope, several dark horizontal lines are visible. They run parallel to each other and rise gradually, creating the appearance of a staircase leading into the mountain. This stair-like formation is difficult to explain by current geological models. The natural layering of snow or rock does not usually create such clean step-like platforms. Some have speculated that these shapes could be the result of ancient collapses or uneven melting patterns. However, their even spacing and straight design suggest a more complex origin. The idea that such formations could be natural continues to be debated. What adds to the mystery is how some of these features seem to change over time. In some years, the openings and steps are clearly visible. In others, they seem to vanish beneath new layers of snow. Then, after strong winds or seasonal shifts, they reappear, sometimes with different shapes or added detail.
Give me the phone!
But in the distant past, Antarctica
Yes, my love. You know you got the card with you. All I need is the last four numbers. I'm gonna call you right back. and get some rice. Oh, and Jalil, get some fresh broccoli because I want to make that tonight.
You eat yellow rice, green chili, yellow rice. What's your tea?
What? Do they got small turkey wings? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, get one big thing of eggs. Yeah. If you have to get the rolls, you'll get the rolls. That's only 5 pounds. That's not a lot for one meal, you know. Yeah, get a roll. You get a bag of potatoes, a bag of onions. You gotta wait, gotta wait. It's only $2.65 up there. You gotta get cooked.
It's gonna get cooked because I still gotta put my food stamps here.
Oh my goodness, quite a bit.
Mm.
I'm going there next.
Who that, Mom? Jalil?
What you did? That food from yesterday? I see what you use. Yeah, what you did? Hey, Jalil. Jalil. Get a bag of the bag of the party wings, the little party wings. There's drink in there, right? Kwani, Kwani, look in there and see if there's any vinegar in there.
Yeah, it's vinegar at the bottom of the can.
All right. You gotta get a big bottle of hot sauce.
What you gotta make hot sauce and vinegar, Mom?
No, that's not what you said you was making.
Mom, you gotta make
please
hot
don't
sauce
do
and
that because
vinegar.
you said you was making a whole meal.
Forget all that she talking about. You about to make hot sauce and vinegar, Mom?
I didn't say that. I didn't do some hot sauce.
And you just asked for the vinegar in the
I
kitchen.
wanted to make sure it's something.
So when you gotta make hot sauce and vinegar? Mom. Mom.
Oh, you gotta get a box of grits too.
Get some shredded cheese. You know that.
That's what we want.
You just told me that.
I
I miss my cat.
Yeah, whoever let her out, they go Christmas.
There's too much stuff there. Took the opportunity.
Broccoli,
She left from there.
fresh broccoli.
Had to. She had to. It's the only time we had the door open long enough.
She out there. Oh. mouth with me.
Fake. Stop. Hey, don't do that shit. You was just over there chilling, chill. Okay, here. Well, I see it too. What are you looking at?
Let me see the broccoli. I'll get 2 more.
We're gonna need some more screws. I could have swore there was a pack of screws.
There was a few screws in there. Yeah.
See how I got my setup? I'm not bothering you.
How much are they?
Stop!
Let's get one.
Ain't y'all talking about something?
Oh, okay, never mind. You know, Ryan.
The L was going for me.
Yeah,
I had the mochi.
I don't care.
Who's that?
What is that?
Good day, real shit. Stop pissing me off.
Over there.
Like, no, I'm not even playing. Stop pissing me off. Real shit. Here.
Girl,
Make it
no.
noodles.
No.
Huh, make it noodles. Girl, ain't nobody even that bad.
It's time to play.
But here, go make your noodles.
I'm not hungry.
Girl.
Hey, I'm full. I had chips. Your food, Kwani food. Wait, Kwani, you had food?
Yeah. I'm crying. You're lying.
I didn't have none of your food.
Of course you did.
I did?
No.
Right, who food I just eat? Yup, and the chicken. That's what it was. It was the chicken and noodles, the chips and the juice. I'm full. I'm good. I'm not hungry.
Get a pack of lunch meat, Jalil, and some noodles with some cheese.
It's some bread. It's some mayonnaise.
Chad, she hit me like I ain't heard.
My bad.
It's cool. I'm gonna hit her in her hurting hand.
That's the one I was hitting you with. With the lighter, bro.
They definitely was struggling. I don't got the lighter, bro.
No, for real, check.
New Avengers definitely was struggling to hold up
Check,
the
girl.
wall.
Both of the lighters is going. Check your pocket.
Oh, I do got the lighters.
I'm about to punch you in your
You was
forehead.
digging in the wrong pocket. That's what you get trying to steal. Trying to blow my pockets, bro.
I went in your pocket.
Chad, she about to get socked on.
Give me my lighter.
Chad, what y'all think about the new Avengers? I mean, not the new Avengers. The whatever that shit was called. What was that shit called, man?
Don't forget the Thunderbolts.
Yeah. What y'all think about the new Thunderbolts? I mean, I do understand though because they regularly human.
How you forget the name of the joint you just watched it? I ain't even finished it and you watched it.
Cause the old Avengers was really crazy. Like,
Make sure you get some beef.
I ain't gonna lie, they should have made the Captain America stronger though. Like Black Widow dad, the first Captain America, and the fake Captain America. They should have been way stronger. Regular Captain America was able to hold the fucking plane while it was taking off.
What is that? Huh?
My mom.
What you say? What?
I said, everything and everybody else.
Girl, you what? Timmy's wild. So you got to act.
What are you talking about?
You know how well it's just you. You be acting crazy. Not me. So say you don't. How dare you? I'm not leaving. Like my son was there. They go out on that shit. Bitch. Fuck. I'm gonna see. The flies is around me. What's all this on the couch? Like, it's you. Like, I'm just put my headphones on. I'm tweaking this joint.
I ain't gonna lie. That's
It's
tough.
a party. It's a party. It's a... No.
It should be in there. I seen the oak.
No, you eat
Oak
everything.
once you got when you
I
go.
watched you. Smoke more than twice.
I said okay.
All right, I'm just saying.
I said okay.
Cause I talk about what though?
I said why we still talking about.
You shouldn't even be in there.
That's how they be doing it.
You give a lunch meat?
Okay, I see.
And get the waters. I definitely need the waters. Because it's only $2.65 up here. Oh, you go get a couple cans of biscuits. Because I don't have to eat the cornbread and the milk and all that stuff. You heard me? All right. Never mind. I said never mind. She just reminded me. All right, but then grab like a half a gallon of milk, bro, because we need the milk. Get a whole? Or get a gallon of milk. You really need two. You drink milk. But it's only $265 in food stamp. I'm getting my waters this time. I ain't getting no food and nothing like that. Nice. That big silver pot is still in there? Wow.
Huh?
Is that big silver pot thing in there?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to need that for the milk.
Yeah, everything is done except for the big pot that we just took the joints out of.
Ooh, you about to cook it up good. You gonna make some yams?
No. I want no fucking yams.
Why you shut up?
Chad, you hear her talking about yams?
You gonna make some greens? Make some greens in there.
Chad, she talking about fucking yams and greens and shit.
Why you shut up?
Nobody want no fucking greens. Want no yams.
Stop cussing. That's too much.
Mine ain't hear me. So I'm in the clear.
Oh, baby.
And if you got enough to the little box of this.
What? Yams is good, bro, but nobody want no fucking yams, nigga. Nobody want yams. You want yams?
And don't forget the water.
Nigga, you want yams. Greens nasty as shit.
I mean, you know what I mean, Mom. Sour cream. What's it? Cream cheese. Mm-hmm.
Frozen desert we know today. Long before it became a land of endless ice and howling winds, this continent may have been a place of forests, rivers, and life. A growing body of scientific evidence now points to a different image of this mysterious land, one that fuels both wonder and debate.
Yeah, and that's how I used to look.
For more than a century, geologists and paleobotanists have uncovered fossilized remains of forests buried deep beneath Antarctica's icy crust. In the Beardmore Glacier region, just 500 kilometers from the South Pole, members of Robert Falcon Scott's 19 resembling those of beech trees. Initially dismissed as an error, later studies confirmed their authenticity. Further south, on Alexander Island and the Antarctic Peninsula, researchers found upright fossilized trees still rooted in the soil they once thrived in. Some of these trees, now stone, stood as tall as 7 meters. Around them lay layers of ancient pollen, leaves, and organic remains of a lush, temperate rainforest that existed 100 million years ago. These forests were part of a larger landscape that included meandering rivers, wetlands, and coastal plains. Despite the continent's location near the South Pole, the global climate at the time was dramatically warmer. The fossilized flora suggest temperatures in the range of 13 to 21 degrees Celsius, with no long winters of freezing cold. These conditions made it possible for evergreen species, conifers, and ferns to dominate the landscape even during long months of polar darkness.
I'm like, what's wrong with you? I am wait till you come back. I said, what's wrong with you? You talking about my back? I said, you need the back.
Recent drilling beneath the ice has confirmed what these surface fossils began to suggest. A team from Rice University uncovered ancient pollen deep within sediment layers off the coast of the Antarctic Peninsula. Their findings show that the area was covered in tundra as recently as 12 million years ago. Before that, a slow but steady process of glaciation had begun. This evidence paints a clear picture. Antarctica's transformation into a frozen wasteland did not happen overnight. It was gradual, and some areas remained ice-free far longer than previously thought. This history leads to a compelling question.
Oh my God.
Could there have been enough time and enough favorable conditions for early human or pre-human civilizations to exist on this continent?
Ignite the fairway.
With Fireball.
Jiminy Cricket, you don't even have a club in your hand.
Mainstream archaeology strongly rejects this idea. The current scientific consensus is that Homo sapiens have only existed for about 300,000 years, and the Antarctic ice sheets have been in place for far longer, more than 14 million years based on the oldest known samples. And yet, isolated reports and controversial discoveries continue to stir debate. One of the most enduring symbols tied to the idea of ancient knowledge about Antarctica is the Piri Reis map. Created in 1513 by the Ottoman admiral and cartographer Piri Reis, this partial world map includes a detailed depiction of South America and a mysterious southern landmass. What makes the map extraordinary is that it appears to show the outline of a continent in the location of Antarctica, not with its present icy shape, but with a coastline resembling its actual landmass, as if seen without the ice. Supporters of the theory claim that such accuracy would have been impossible in the 16th century without access to much older source maps. The Piri Reis map, according to this view, may have been compiled using documents from a lost civilization with advanced knowledge of geography and exploration. This idea was popularized by historian Charles Hapgood, who argued that a prehistoric seafaring culture mapped the world's coastlines, including a then ice-free Antarctica, thousands of years before modern history began. Hapgood's theories, while widely criticized in academic circles, gained traction in popular culture. He suggested that the Piri Reis map might reflect Antarctica as it looked during the last ice age, possibly around 10,000 to 4,000 BC, a time when, he believed, parts of the continent could have been free of ice. For many, the accuracy of the South American coastline on the Piri Reis map is undeniable for its time. The presence of a large southern landmass, whether real or theoretical, reflects an early belief in Terra Australis, the unknown southern continent. Though later explorers would confirm Antarctica's existence, the question of how ancient cartographers envisioned it and how they may have interpreted older sources is still a mystery. Adding to the intrigue, modern imaging technology has recently revealed vast ancient landscapes beneath Antarctica's thick ice cover. In East Antarctica, scientists use satellite data and ice-penetrating radar to map a region of buried valleys and ridges the size of Belgium. This landscape, once shaped by rivers and weather, remained untouched for at least 14 million years. It resembles the terrain of northern Europe, with hills, plateaus, and interconnected waterways. Researchers suggest that this ancient landscape may have once supported vegetation, and perhaps even wildlife, during warmer periods of Earth's history. But something changed drastically. The transformation of Antarctica was not a local event. It was part of a global shift in the Earth's climate, a pattern that has repeated itself many times throughout geological history. Scientists have long known that the planet's climate is not fixed. It goes through warm periods called interglacials and cold periods known as ice ages. The last major ice age began around 2.6 million years ago and reached its peak about 20,000 years ago. It ended roughly 12,000 years ago, marking the beginning of our current warm period. During these cycles, entire regions of the Earth can become unrecognizable. Land, once green, becomes covered in snow and ice. Oceans rise and fall, and species adapt, migrate, or disappear. Antarctica's transformation from a lush landscape to an ice-covered wasteland is one of the clearest examples of this natural cycle.
High-quality ingredients, no harmful pesticides, Stonyfield Organic, good on purpose.
KG Birders Paradise attracts 2 times as many birds versus the top-selling seed mix.
But there is another factor that may have played a role in this dramatic shift: the movement of Earth's axis. Known as true polar wander or crustal displacement, this theory suggests that the entire outer shell of the Earth can move over the inner layers, shifting the position of the geographic poles. Unlike the more gradual changes of axial tilt or precession, true polar wander could happen more rapidly, pulling entire continents into new climate zones. If such an event occurred in Earth's past, it could explain how Antarctica moved from a temperate zone to the South Pole. While this theory remains debated in scientific circles, there is evidence that the Earth's crust has indeed shifted in the past. Some studies of rock formations and ancient shorelines suggest that parts of the Earth's surface have relocated over time. Among the more speculative ideas surrounding such shifts is the prophecy of Edgar Cayce, often called the Sleeping Prophet. In a series of trance readings during the early 20th century, Cayce claimed that a major transformation of the Earth was coming. He spoke of dramatic changes in climate, rising seas, and the sinking of entire regions. One of his most striking predictions was that Antarctica, long thought to be lifeless and barren, would become fertile and inhabited again. Cayce believed that changes in the Earth's axis would trigger massive flooding, revealing ancient lands and wiping away modern civilizations. He spoke of a time when Antarctica would once more support life, when its frozen lands would thaw and become green again.
What?
If Cayce's prediction was somehow rooted in ancient memory, it raises a haunting possibility that an earlier civilization may have once thrived on Antarctica, only to be destroyed when the climate shifted and the poles moved. Could the ice be hiding not just the remnants of ancient forests, but also the traces of a forgotten people?
And action.
Blue Moon, brewed with Valencia orange peel for a taste that's...
What? It wasn't on the table.
Apart from all this, the Forbidden Continent hides many more secrets. One of them is Antarctica's subglacial lakes, hidden bodies of water trapped far below the surface, isolated from the outside world by kilometers of solid ice. Among them, the most famous is Lake Vostok. This vast freshwater lake is buried nearly 4,000 meters beneath the East Antarctic ice sheet. Lake Vostok has been sealed off for possibly 15 to 25 million years in this extreme and lightless world.
Yo,
Can't even imagine the creatures is down there. Bro, still alive.
All right, so look, they know more about the heavens than they do in the depths of the ocean. You know that? The ocean ain't, bro. It's an ocean on top of an ocean. On top of an ocean. It's rivers within the ocean. Little rivers within the ocean itself.
We just the air breathers.
Philadelphia, bro, if you go down to where York Street, Cumberland, all that shit, all that shit is literally built over part of the Susquehanna.
It's still flowing right now. Up under all that.
And the crazy part, what's that? Glenwood Ave, motherfuckers ain't even paying attention, but all the Glenwood Ave is starting to sink down there, especially right out from my house.
They got the bridge closed off now.
All that shit sinking. Bro, we literally float, and the earth itself floats on top of water.
Scientists believe life may still exist. It's one of the most remote and mysterious environments ever studied on Earth.
Matter of fact, it's a ball.
When Russian scientists finally reached...
It's a lake like that in Mexico. I forgot. It's a ball. He did a PBS special or some shit like that. When he discovered that shit and he started talking about the shit that they was discovering down there, bro, he killed his ass. Said, nah, you can't talk about that. Often. Look it up. White boy.
the surface of the lake in 2012. After drilling for over a decade, they broke through to a world that had not been touched by air or light since long before humans walked the planet. The water shot up through the borehole with pressure.
Where we just said, the fucking germs and bacteria and shit that they'll do a job out of that use on this food.
Oh yeah, they've been doing that shit since forever.
I'm not saying that, but just
Mixing with the drilling fluids and ending the mission before any proper sample could be collected. Lake Vostok is not alone. More than 400 subglacial lakes have now been identified across the continent. Some are as large as cities, others are small and temporary, filling and draining like unseen reservoirs beneath the ice. These lakes are kept liquid, not by the sun, but by heat from the Earth's interior and the insulating pressure of the ice above. They are connected by an underground network of subglacial rivers, creating what some scientists call a frozen wetland.
That lets you know the Earth is literally floating on water.
In recent years, expeditions have reached a few of these lakes. Lake Mercer, located beneath the West Antarctic ice sheet, revealed something extraordinary. In complete darkness and under immense pressure, scientists discovered an ecosystem filled with bacterial life.
Why did you get all these chalices? It's not like it's a stamp collection. We'd actually use these.
Despite the lack of sunlight, oxygen, and surface nutrients, these microorganisms were not only alive but thriving. Some researchers believe these lakes could even support higher life forms like tiny animals similar to tardigrades or microscopic worms. Even more astonishing was the discovery of Lake Enigma. This ice-covered lake has strange structures and rich microbial mats that look like carpets, and tree-like formations on the lake bed. These ecosystems include bacteria that had never been seen in such environment.
Yes.
Oh shit, I was about to say.
The code is 2816. What it come out to? Are you serious? Is it asking, is it everywhere? Everywhere. I'm sorry, baby.
What happened?
You could just get to make them.
What?
No, it was back up.
The day they went out.
The day it went out, it was back up.
I guess this is the one. Don't start moving it.
As before, some of them survive by forming relationships with other microbes, either cooperative or parasitic. It's a level of biological complexity that surprised even the most experienced researchers. In other places, as ice shelves crack and collapse, scientists have been able to observe parts of the seafloor hidden for centuries. One such event exposed an ecosystem beneath the George VI ice shelf, in an area that had been covered by ice for possibly hundreds of years. Researchers found large corals, giant sea spiders, fish, octopuses, and other animals thriving in complete darkness. The size and age of these creatures suggest they had lived there for decades, undisturbed, relying on nutrient flows carried by deep ocean currents. In another instance, while drilling into the Filchner-Ronne ice shelf, a research team accidentally discovered a boulder on the seafloor, covered in stationary animals like sponges and other unknown filter feeders. These creatures were found 260 kilometers from the nearest source of sunlight, in a location where scientists never expected life to exist. Somehow, they were feeding, growing, and surviving in conditions thought to be completely hostile to life. Their food must have traveled immense distances on slow ocean currents, yet it was enough to sustain them. However, despite the scientific breakthroughs, access to Antarctica remains extremely limited. Harsh conditions, political agreements, and environmental protections make large-scale exploration nearly impossible. Most of the continent is still untouched. Vast regions remain unexplored. And yet, from the few windows scientists have opened into this frozen world, it's clear that Antarctica is not dead.
Don't worry, man. I got just the thing for this situation.
One of the things that no scientist expected to see in the white expanse of snow and ice is a bright red waterfall. Deep in the McMurdo dry valleys of Antarctica, this is exactly what flows from the front of the Taylor Glacier. Known as blood falls, this vivid and surreal feature is one of the strangest natural phenomena on the frozen continent. Its color is so intense and unusual that for decades it stood as one of the most haunting and unexplained sights in Antarctica. At first glance, Blood Falls looks like something out of a science fiction story, as though the glacier itself is bleeding. The waterfall stands 5 stories high, and its deep red hue appears to stain the surrounding ice like an open wound. Surrounded by one of the driest and coldest deserts on Earth, this scarlet outflow is not only shocking in appearance, but also in what it represents. The scientific explanation behind Blood Falls is as fascinating as its appearance. More than 5 million years ago, long before glaciers overtook the valley, this area was submerged by the ocean. When the sea retreated, pockets of salty water were left behind and eventually sealed under layers of ice. Trapped beneath 400 meters of glacier, this ancient lake became cut off from the atmosphere, light, and oxygen. Over time, the water grew saltier and more concentrated with iron and other minerals from the surrounding rock. Today, pressure beneath the glacier pushes this iron-rich, highly saline water through a fissure in the ice. When it reaches the surface and is exposed to the oxygen in the air, the iron oxidizes in a process similar to rusting and turns a deep red. The result is the natural yet bizarre appearance of what looks like blood flowing from within the glacier. But the story of Blood Falls doesn't end with its chemistry. Hidden within its iron-rich waters is an isolated ecosystem of microscopic life. Scientists have discovered extremophile microorganisms that survive in complete darkness and without oxygen, feeding instead on iron and sulfur. These microbes have evolved in extreme isolation, offering rare insight into how life can exist in the harshest environments on Earth, and possibly in similar conditions on icy worlds like Europa or Enceladus. Yet, despite the scientific understanding, Blood Falls has remained a magnet for alternative theories. One of them suggests that Blood Falls may be a natural vent connected to a hidden underground structure, perhaps even a long-forgotten base buried beneath the ice. In this context, the red water is not just oxidized iron, but a byproduct of something deeper, perhaps artificial in nature. Others claim that the water is leaking from a biological experiment. According to them, an ancient or modern lab is hidden under the glacier, using iron and microbial life for unknown purposes. Although scientists continue to work tirelessly to explain the mysteries of Antarctica, there remain stories that defy logic and challenge what we know. Beyond the glaciers and subglacial lakes, beyond the fossils and ancient landscapes, lie stories that suggest this frozen land may still hold secrets far stranger than science has yet acknowledged. Among the most persistent legends is that of the Ningen, a creature that reportedly appears in the icy waters around Antarctica. Described as a massive pale white being with a humanoid shape, the Ningen is said to be up to 30 meters long. Witnesses from Japanese research vessels have claimed to see this strange figure rise silently from the water before disappearing again beneath the waves. Its face is often described as eerily human, with two small eyes and a wide, expressionless mouth.
Can Stonyfield organic yogurt with high-quality ingredients and no harmful pesticides save the world? Maybe not, but it could save you from saying, we have food at home. Again. Stonyfield Organic, good on purpose.
Know they made it to school safely. With Place Alerts by Life360.
Upstairs up under the window is a black bag, right, with my peppermint balls in it. Can you toss it down to me?
Oh shit.
Some versions of the story depict the Ningen with arms and hands. Others describe it more like a smooth, finned sea creature, barely distinguishable from the icebergs that drift nearby. The first modern mention of the Ningen appeared in Japanese online forums in the early 2000s, but the legend quickly took hold in popular culture. Some believe the creature may be an unknown form of marine life, perhaps a relic from a time when Antarctica was warm and full of life. Others go further, suggesting it may be intelligent, even capable of walking on land. There are even those who speculate that governments know more about the Ningen than they admit, and that the creature's existence is deliberately kept secret due to its potential scientific or strategic significance. Another creature of legend, far older and more widespread, is the Kraken. Though most commonly associated with Norse mythology and the North Atlantic, the Southern Ocean has its own versions of this sea monster. In 2016, satellite imagery near Deception Island showed a long shadow in the water that many believed resembled the legendary beast.
Yo, let me get one.
While scientists identified the object as a sea stack, a rock formation rising from the ocean, the resemblance was enough. Given that colossal squid, the largest of their kind, inhabit these depths, it is not hard to understand why the idea of giant sea creatures continues to flourish in the Antarctic's dark waters. But not all tales from Antarctica are about monsters. Some are far more unsettling. Throughout the 20th century, there have been accounts from explorers and scientists of strange sensations, feelings of being watched, of unseen presences walking nearby in the snow. The continent's long winters of complete darkness and the extreme isolation of remote research stations create an atmosphere ripe for the paranormal. One of the most famous stories comes from Sir Ernest Shackleton himself. He was the legendary British explorer who led multiple expeditions to Antarctica during the heroic age of Antarctic exploration. In 1916, during a desperate trek across South Georgia Island, he reported the sensation that a fourth member was walking with his small group, even though only 3 were present. Later, both of his companions confirmed they had felt the same. Other stories are darker. One of the most enduring tales dates back to the early 1840s. According to reports from the time, a British whaling ship named Hope was navigating near the South Shetland Islands when its crew spotted a vessel trapped in the ice. Upon approach, they discovered a schooner identified as the Jenny, frozen solid in the surrounding pack ice. What they found inside would mark the story as one of the most unsettling in polar lore. The crew of the Jenny was reportedly still on board, dead, but frozen in place, upright at their stations. According to entries in the ship's logbook, the final message had been written by the captain himself. May 4th, 1823. No food for 71 days. I am the only one left alive. The Hope documented the discovery, but left the vessel undisturbed, locked in the ice. The Jenny was never seen again. Another frequently recounted account comes from one of the driest places on Earth, the McMurdo Dry Valleys. Scattered across this cold desert are a number of abandoned huts and outposts left behind by early expeditions. Over the decades, personnel stationed nearby have occasionally reported hearing unexplained noises, footsteps in the snow, doors creaking open, and voices carried by the wind. According to some accounts, researchers who entered one such hut claimed to feel a strange presence, as if being watched. Others reported tools going missing, only to reappear later in the exact spot they were last seen. Scientists often explain these experiences as the result of extreme isolation, harsh environmental conditions, and the psychological effects of working in one of the most desolate places on the planet. Prolonged exposure to silence, cold, and endless daylight or darkness can affect the human mind, leading to auditory illusions and feelings of unease. Still, not everyone accepts this explanation. For them, the fact that the eerie and unexplained Blood Falls is located in this very same region feels like too much of a coincidence.
Hey, what's that great non-alcoholic beer?
It's athletic. You're holding it.
It's athletic. Ask for it.
Interest in Antarctica and its secrets has not been recent. Long before modern satellites and international treaties, the frozen continent captured the attention of explorers, scientists, and even the most controversial regimes of the 20th century. Among them was Nazi Germany. In the years leading up to the Second World War, the Antarctic frontier became the focus of an ambitious and largely forgotten expedition that would later become the center of countless theories. In 1938, Adolf Hitler authorized a secret Antarctic mission. The goal, on the surface, was resource-based. Germany, preparing for the possibility of war, was searching for ways to reduce its dependence on foreign imports. Whale oil, essential for producing margarine, soap, and other fat-based products, was in high demand. Until then, Germany relied heavily on Norwegian exports. But Hitler's war plan needed self-sufficiency, and for that, the Southern Ocean offered potential. The expedition was organized quickly. On December 17, 1938, the vessel MS Schwabenland left the port of Hamburg. On board were 82 men, a mix of scientists, naval officers, technicians, and one Nazi party representative. Their destination was a vast, unclaimed territory in Queen Maud Land, located between British and Norwegian sectors. Over the following weeks, the ship reached Antarctica's icy coastline and launched its 2 Dornier Wall seaplanes into the skies. The aircraft surveyed enormous stretches of land, dropping aluminum darts marked with swastikas to assert territorial claim. The Germans called this new territory Neuschwabenland, New Swabia, naming it after the ship itself. In total, the expedition mapped over 600,000 square kilometers, significantly expanding the known geography of that part of the continent. Some of the photographs were taken in color, a rarity at the time, and many remain valuable scientific records.
For a taste that's made brighter.
Hey, don't do that.
Just not even hands?
No.
Okay.
Officially, the mission ended in February 1939, just months before the outbreak of war. The Schwabenland returned to Hamburg, carrying thousands of aerial photographs and geological observations. Much of the collected data, however, was either lost in the chaos of the war or remained unpublished for decades. Some documents surfaced only in the late 1950s. The rest, according to some researchers, may have been deliberately hidden. It is here that the mystery begins. For years, the 1938-39 expedition was remembered as a short scientific mission with limited geopolitical consequences. But after the war, whispers began to grow. Questions were raised about what the Nazis truly hoped to find or build in Antarctica. In the shadow of global conflict and in the wake of the Holocaust, a new narrative began to emerge. Some believed that Germany's interest in Antarctica went beyond whale oil and maps. According to post-war rumors, the real purpose of the expedition was to establish a permanent foothold on the continent, a hidden base far from the reach of enemy nations. This alleged installation, buried deep beneath the ice, would serve as a safe haven, research facility, or even a last redoubt for the Nazi elite in the event of defeat in Europe. The idea of secret Nazi bases beneath Antarctica may sound improbable, yet a few events fed these suspicions. In July 1945, just 2 months after Germany's surrender, the German submarine U-530 appeared unexpectedly at the Argentine naval base of Mar del Plata. The next month, another submarine, U-977, arrived under similar mysterious circumstances.
He's a bell, he's a boy, he's bell boy. Hotels bringing joy, he's bell boy. This.
No, bell boy. I'm sorry as shit. I knew I was about to eat some food.
I was too.
The commanders gave no satisfactory explanation for their long journeys or what they had been doing in the South Atlantic. Some believed they had delivered high-ranking Nazis or valuable cargo to a hidden outpost before surrendering. To this day, no physical evidence of a Nazi base in Antarctica has ever been found. No tunnels, no abandoned structures, no hidden chambers carved into the bedrock. But parts of Neuschwabenland, especially the Schirmacher Oasis, first spotted by the Germans, remain active scientific zones. The region now hosts international research stations, including those of Russia and India. The story deepened with Operation High Jump. In 1946 and 1947, the United States launched the largest Antarctic military expedition in history. Led by Admiral Richard E. Byrd, it involved over 4,700 men, 13 ships, and dozens of aircraft. Officially, it was a scientific mission aimed at training and mapping. But the scale and urgency of the operation sparked speculation that the US Navy was responding to more than just geography. Some theorists suggest that Byrd's fleet was sent to investigate or eliminate a Nazi presence still active on the continent. From the outset, Operation High Jump was unlike any Antarctic expedition before it. Organized in a time of uneasy peace, just months after the end of World War II, it was both ambitious and unprecedented. The force was divided into 3 naval groups: Eastern, Western, and Central, each with its own aircraft and icebreaker support. Their goal was to map as much of the continent as possible using aerial photography and to test military equipment under polar conditions. Rear Admiral Richard H. Cruzen commanded the task force, but it was Byrd, now an experienced polar explorer and a decorated naval officer, who once again became the public face of America's presence in Antarctica. The operation established a base known as Little America 4 and conducted extensive aerial surveys. By the end of the expedition, more than 1.5 million square miles of Antarctica had been photographed, and thousands of images had been collected. However, it wasn't the photography that drew global attention. It was what happened behind the scenes and what Byrd may have encountered. According to the official record, Operation High Jump lasted from December 1946 to March 1947, but the mission was cut short, ending weeks earlier than scheduled. This abrupt departure gave rise to a wave of questions, reports of damaged aircraft, unexplained losses, and unusual encounters fueled rumors that something had gone wrong, or perhaps something had been found. Among the more persistent theories is that the mission had a hidden agenda: to locate a rumored underground Nazi base near the Queen Maud land region, the same territory explored by the German New Swabia expedition. Proponents of this theory point to the high number of military personnel involved and the presence of advanced technology, including aircraft capable of long-range reconnaissance. They also reference unexplained air crashes, including the fatal loss of the Martin PBM-5 flying boat George I, which claimed the lives of 3 crewmen. In the years following Operation High Jump, rumors began to circulate that Byrd had encountered something extraordinary during one of his reconnaissance flights. According to certain accounts, his aircraft entered an area that should not have existed, a temperate zone amid the ice, a landscape of green valleys and warm air. Some sources claim he saw not just a change in climate, but in reality itself, unknown flying objects in the sky, and even contact with beings from an advanced subterranean civilization. These accounts were not part of any official report, but in the 1960s, a document began to circulate, allegedly a secret diary kept by Admiral Byrd during the expedition. In it, Byrd describes an encounter with an aircraft unlike any he had seen before. His instruments fail. His radio is taken over. He is guided to a landing strip in a hidden valley. There, he claims, he is welcomed by tall beings with luminous eyes and advanced knowledge. They take him to a city beneath the Earth's surface, a place they call Agartha. Agartha is a mythical kingdom said to exist within the Earth itself, a concept tied closely to the Hollow Earth theory. According to these beliefs, our planet is not a solid sphere, but a layered shell containing vast inner spaces, cities, and even oceans.
Don't worry, man. I got just the thing for this situation.
Calling Cocktails Crushers?
Hey, if we hurry, we can crush a few of these before this whole...
God said he created us in the best mate and rendered us on the lowest of the low. On here, we when it comes to creation of how we were created, we the only creation that we know of that stands straight up and down. We're symmetrical, up and down, front and back. Crazy. Only creation. And Adam is the only creation that he actually sculpted with his hand. He fashioned Adam with his right hand. So if you think about it, we're all his kids. We all at one time actually stood in the hand of God. He stroked Adam's back and we all fell out into his hand.
Agartha, the largest of these subterranean realms, is described as a civilization more ancient and advanced than our own. The people of Agartha, sometimes called the Old Ones, are said to possess technology far beyond what is known on the surface, including vehicles that can fly without fuel and the ability to manipulate natural forces. This idea has appeared in stories and myths across many cultures. From Shambhala in Tibetan tradition to the underworld cities of the Mayans and Celts, there is a recurring motif of hidden civilizations beneath the earth. In the case of Agartha, the story gained traction in the 19th century, with French and German occult writers spreading the tale of a lost inner world. But it was the supposed connection with Admiral Byrd that brought it into the modern age and the realm of Antarctica.
You see that shit? See, I felt
According to the diary, the Agarthians warned Byrd about the growing danger of nuclear weapons and the direction of human society. They claimed to have observed surface civilization for centuries and feared its destructive potential. Byrd was told to return to his superiors with their message, a call for peace and balance, and then sent back through the ice. And yet, this document has never been confirmed as authentic, even though many believe in it. Some people think the diary is fake. They say Byrd never said anything like that himself, and there's no official proof that such an event happened. Still, the story lived on, helped by the secrecy around parts of Operation High Jump, and some things Byrd said in interviews. In a rare interview published in Chile in March 1947, Byrd talked about how important Antarctica could be in the future. He warned that one day the US might be attacked from over the polar regions. Some people think this was his way of hinting at what he saw down there. As the Cold War grew stronger, the US sent more missions to Antarctica. Operation Windmill came in 1947 and 1948. Then came Operation Deep Freeze during the International Geophysical Year in 1957 and 1958. Byrd was still involved, but his health was getting worse. He died in 1957, just a few months after his last trip to Antarctica. To this day, the full story of Operation High Jump remains a subject of speculation. The mission accomplished significant scientific objectives and expanded the mapped regions of Antarctica. But its military scale and rapid conclusion have kept theorists questioning. Was it truly just a training exercise? Or did the US Navy uncover something it could not explain or could not control? In the final years of World War II, and especially after it ended, strange stories began to spread. These stories spoke of unusual flying machines, objects that didn't look like any aircraft people had seen before. Witnesses described them as silent, incredibly fast, and shaped like discs. At first, many thought these were just rumors, but in the years following the war, reports of unidentified flying objects began to appear across the world. This growing mystery led some researchers to connect two powerful ideas: the rise of UFO sightings and the secret technology of Nazi Germany. During the war, German scientists were working on highly advanced weapons, jet aircraft, long-range rockets, and experimental propulsion systems. At the same time, parts of the Nazi leadership were deeply interested in the occult, ancient myths, and hidden powers.
Everybody thinks Hitler was wrong for what he did, right?
Within that world of secrecy and belief, certain underground groups are often mentioned. One of the most famous is the Thule Society.
Go look at some old, very old people. Very old people. Probably before Hitler was known. Like they try to bury the truth and kill themselves.
Hello, girl.
Look, it's getting crazy in the world.
So,
You gonna go right past Moody and don't say hi to him?
No, don't talk to me. I'm going. Shut up.
what's up?
Same old saying, you couldn't shake my hand. Hey, young fella. Stop acting like that. He said Hitler was wrong for what he did.
What's up, Deja?
Society, which focused on Aryan mythology and the idea of a hidden inner earth. Alongside it, another group began to appear in these stories, the Vril Society. This group was said to believe in a mysterious force called Vril, an energy source that could power machines and enhance the mind. According to these stories, members of the Vril Society practiced meditation and rituals to contact non-human intelligences, possibly beings from other planets or even from within the Earth itself. Some theories suggest that these ideas were not only spiritual, but also applied to real technology. Certain Nazi scientists are said to have tried turning these beliefs into working machines. 3 names appear frequently in these stories: Haunebu, Vril, and Die Glocke, meaning the bell. These were supposedly experimental aircraft, disc-shaped, silent, and powered by unknown forms of energy, possibly even anti-gravity. Of all these, Die Glocke is the most well known.
And the blue moon.
Oh, that is a
It was described as a bell-shaped machine that gave off a strange glow and made eerie noises. Some claimed it could fly without wings. Others believed it had the power to manipulate time or space. Much of this comes from later writers, and there is little physical evidence. But the idea remains one of the most famous parts of the Nazi UFO theory. After the war, these stories only grew stronger. In 1947, just 2 years after Germany's defeat, the world saw the first major wave of UFO sightings, beginning with the famous events in the United States. Some researchers began to wonder if these objects were from space or advanced machines made by German scientists. That same year, the United States launched Operation Paperclip, a secret program that brought hundreds of German scientists to America. These scientists, many of whom worked on Nazi weapons programs, went on to help develop US rocket systems and advanced aircraft. Some believe they also brought hidden knowledge about flying disc technology. A few even think that some of the UFO sightings were test flights of secret machines built from Nazi designs. The Soviet Union also captured scientists, documents, and equipment. Both superpowers were racing to master any technology that could give them an edge during the Cold War. If disc-shaped aircraft really existed, they may have ended up in top-secret military programs in either the US or the USSR. But one part of the theory goes even deeper. Some believe that the Nazis didn't build these machines alone, that they had help. According to these stories, Nazi leaders made contact with non-human beings. These beings, whether from another planet or another dimension, shared their knowledge in secret. The connection was said to happen through meetings, through dreams, or by mental communication. According to some, after the war, top Nazi scientists and leaders escaped to their hidden bases in Antarctica, continuing their work in secret. In the decades that followed, books, magazines, and television shows helped spread these ideas. Theories linking Nazi science, UFOs, and aliens grew more detailed and more dramatic. Some claim the Nazis worked directly with extraterrestrials. Others say they discovered lost technology from ancient civilizations, remnants of a forgotten world. Historians agree that Nazi Germany was far ahead of its time in many areas of weapons development. Jet fighters, advanced rockets, and unusual aircraft were real. But when it comes to flying discs, anti-gravity machines, or alien contact, there is no solid evidence. Most of the documents that describe these things are missing, unverified, or never existed in the first place. However, Stories like this have never disappeared. If anything, the age of satellites and high-resolution imaging has brought even more attention to the mysterious corners of Antarctica. Today, sightings of strange objects, unusual formations, and unexplained shapes on the icy continent are more frequent than ever. With the help of platforms like Google Earth, everyday users around the world are now able to scan the frozen wilderness from their screens.
Find what you love. Love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
In recent years, one particular image from the southern Atlantic sector of Antarctica drew international attention. It appeared to show a long, straight trail marked in the ice, ending in a massive dark object resting at an angle. The image quickly spread online, with many calling it the crash site of a large, unidentified flying object. The visible trail suggested movement across the ice, and the shape of the object, partially buried, half exposed, was enough to ignite a wave of theories. Some believed it was a secret aircraft. Others suggested something not of this world. Another satellite photo showed a strange oval structure half covered in snow, standing out against the smooth white surface. Its rounded shape and symmetrical design made it seem artificial. Some online sleuths claimed it looked like a large disk, possibly even a buried craft, slowly being uncovered by melting ice. Others noted its smooth, curved edges and proposed that it might not be a machine, but part of a larger hidden structure. Theories began to spread, suggesting it could be an entrance to an underground facility. But not all sightings appeared technological in nature. One of the most widely discussed satellite discoveries resembled a massive face staring up from the snow. Deep in the southeastern region of Antarctica, people spotted what looked like the frozen features of a large head, with eyes, a nose, and a mouth, all carved into the white surface. The image was quickly labeled an alien face by those who saw it, while others compared it to mythical beings or ancient statues. The idea that something or someone had left their mark in the ice began circulating rapidly. For some, it was another sign that Antarctica held the remnants of a lost past. For others, it was a modern sign of watchers still present beneath the ice.
Ignite the fairway.
Elsewhere on the continent, a satellite view of a lonely iceberg caught attention when it appeared to resemble a large ship, tilted and half submerged in the sea ice. From a certain angle, it looked eerily like a cruise liner made of ice, complete with what looked like windows, a deck, and even funnels. While no one claimed it was an actual vessel, the sharp geometric lines of the formation led to suggestions that it had been shaped or perhaps constructed by intelligent design. Theories ranged from secret engineering experiments to abandoned relics from an unknown past, locked in ice and slowly being revealed. Other photos and on-the-ground reports describe perfectly preserved seal bodies found miles away from the ocean, high in the mountains. These mummified remains, sometimes hundreds or even thousands of years old, were found far from any known migration paths. No one fully understands how or why the animals ended up there, or what drew them so far inland.
Then you just see people outside.
Some believe they were chasing glimmers of light on distant glaciers, mistaking them for water. Others suggest that the remains mark something more unusual, perhaps a change in climate long ago, or paths that existed when the land was different. To some, they are natural puzzles. To others, they are silent clues left by the past. Scientists around the world continue to offer logical explanations for many of the strange stories tied to Antarctica. They emphasize science, weather conditions, and geology. But for many others, the explanations are not convincing. The fact that Antarctica remains one of the most restricted and heavily controlled places on Earth is for them.
Stuff about Antarctica. It's called Antarctica 2025, the forbidden continent that holds Earth's true secret.
Yeah, bro. We learned some shit, bro. I ain't even gonna care to you. You been watching this shit for an hour and 12 minutes. It's an hour and 30 minutes. It's an hour and 30 minutes long.
Proof enough that someone is hiding the truth. The roots of this suspicion lead back to one key event: the signing of the Antarctic Treaty.
Didn't I just say that? The Antarctic Treaty. Every fucking continent.
What the fuck? You know what was crazy about that treaty right there? If you actually go look at how their bases are set up, every last one of these countries. It's not just the treaty. Every last one of them got an army base around whatever it is they're trying to hide from the general public. Literally a base. Army base. So every flag you see is an army base. Wow.
On December 1st, 1959, just as the Cold War was beginning to heat up, 12 nations came together in Washington, D.C. to sign a treaty that would change the future of Antarctica. These countries, among them the United States, the Soviet Union, and the United Kingdom, had all been involved in scientific research during the International Geophysical Year of 1957 to 58. What they signed was short in length, just 14 articles. But the agreement would...
No military use, freedom of scientific investigation, free exchange of scientific plans and data, any territorial claims put on hold, nuclear-free zone, applies to land, but not seized. All stations open to inspection by other nations. National laws apply to citizens, not to areas. The treaty may be modified at any time. Requires unanimous agreements of treaty nations. What party? Read that, somebody.
All treaty nations to ensure no one carries out acts against the treaty.
Soon become one of the most unusual and effective diplomatic arrangements in modern history. The Antarctic Treaty officially came into force on June 23, 1961. It declared that the entire continent south of the 60th parallel would be used only for peaceful purposes. Military activity was banned, so were nuclear tests and the dumping of radioactive waste. Scientific research was to be free and open to all signatories. Countries could not make new territorial claims or expand existing ones, and anyone conducting research had to share their findings with the world. At first glance, it all seemed like a noble effort, a way to preserve a unique environment for science and peace. Over the years, more countries signed on. Today, over 50 nations are part of the agreement. But it is exactly this sudden cooperation at a time when many of these countries were otherwise in deep conflict that has led some to question the true purpose of the treaty. The treaty was signed just 14 years after World War II. The Cold War was in full swing. The United States and the Soviet Union were competing in arms, space, and global influence. Yet, in the midst of this intense rivalry, these same countries somehow agreed to completely demilitarize the largest unexplored landmass on Earth. For some, that timing feels too convenient. And for theorists,
And action.
That's what I was saying in my head.
That's because they found something over there.
it raises one central question. What exactly was happening in Antarctica that was so important? Today, Antarctica is not technically off limits, but access is strictly controlled. Only a small number of scientists are allowed to live and work there, and even they need special approval, training, and equipment. Tourists can visit, but only in specific coastal areas and under close supervision. The vast interior, covering millions of square kilometers, remains almost completely inaccessible. There are areas where aircraft are not allowed to fly. Certain regions are marked as off limits due to environmental protection. Research stations can only be visited with permission. All of these rules are part of what makes Antarctica feel like a forbidden world. Some believe that alien technology lies buried under the ice. Others think Antarctica was once home to a lost civilization, perhaps connected to Atlantis or other ancient myths. There are even those who argue that governments are conducting secret experiments there, far from public oversight. The secrecy, the surveillance, the restrictions, all of it in their view, point to the truth being kept from us. Over time, the Antarctic Treaty expanded into what is now called the Antarctic Treaty System. It includes additional agreements and special environmental rules. It even has its own secretariat, based in Buenos Aires. Every year, member countries meet to discuss science, safety, and preservation. But again, these meetings are not open to the public. And while many argue that the system protects Antarctica, others say it protects something else entirely. While for most people, Antarctica is nothing more than a forbidden continent, for scientists, it is much more than that. For them, Antarctica is a huge natural laboratory, a place where the past is preserved in ice and where the future of our planet may already be written. Despite the many myths, conspiracies, and legends, Antarctica's true importance may be even more extraordinary, not because of what it hides, but because of what it reveals. For decades, scientific missions to Antarctica have given us a clearer understanding of the world we live in. Deep within its thick ice sheet, more than 4 kilometers deep in some places, are trapped layers of ancient air. Each layer is a time capsule, holding data on temperature, atmospheric gases, and environmental changes that go back over 1 million years. By drilling into the ice, researchers can study Earth's climate history and compare it to today's rapidly warming world. The discovery of the ozone hole above Antarctica in 1985 was just one example of how Antarctic science can uncover invisible but global threats. And while the ice offers a window into the past, Antarctica's future may be shaped by something far less expected: invaders. These invaders are real, and they are alive. Scientists now warn of an increase in non-native species reaching Antarctica, carried by ships, aircraft, food supplies, and even people's shoes. A single housefly that sneaks aboard a research vessel or a seed stuck to a jacket can become a serious biosecurity threat.
Yeah. A fly.
He's a bell, he's a boy, he's a boy. Look out there, you bad because you sleep.
No, she looked.
2014, a hydroponic facility at Australia's Davis Station was overrun by a tiny alien species, a collembolan or springtail. These invertebrates had never been seen in that part of the continent. They multiplied quickly in the warm, moist environment and were discovered floating across the tail. These invertebrates had never been seen in that part of the continent. They multiplied quickly in the warm, moist environment and were discovered floating across the water surface. Scientists responded immediately. The entire facility was shut down, sterilized, and eventually removed from the site. It was treated like a viral outbreak. In this fragile ecosystem, even the smallest intruder can cause unpredictable damage. Other invasions have been harder to detect. A mushroom fly found in the sewage system of a research station refused to disappear for over 20 years. Marine species, such as mussels from distant parts of the world, have also been found along the Antarctic Peninsula, likely transported by the hulls of tourist ships or research vessels. Though small, these creatures can change entire ecosystems if allowed to spread, with warmer temperatures melting the outer edges of Antarctica. Many areas once protected by ice may soon become accessible to humans and to pests. For scientists, these biological incursions are not just practical problems, they are warnings. The balance of life in Antarctica is delicate, evolved over millions of years in isolation. And now, that isolation is breaking down. Researchers are racing against time to document native species before they are pushed out by newcomers.
You know what I'm saying?
Antarctica may be the last place on Earth untouched by industrial development, but that protection is no longer guaranteed.
I definitely can give you first of all, it's too close to me. The water.
Some researchers have even suggested that the invasion of non-native life might offer clues to a much broader question. What happens when two ecosystems or two worlds collide? In this sense, the arrival of foreign organisms in Antarctica mirrors the curiosity behind theories of alien life. When scientists speak of alien species, they do not mean beings from other planets, but the concept is not far off. These organisms are unknown, arriving from outside, changing the environment in unpredictable ways.
So when they go out there, do they like?
As Antarctica warms and becomes more accessible, the continent is entering a new phase. Tourism is growing. Supply routes are expanding. The barriers that once protected it, the bitter cold, the violent seas, the sheer remoteness are starting to weaken. For science, this means opportunity and danger in equal measure.
Boy said the older he
Another
gets,
big question scientists
more
are
he
trying to
realizes.
answer on this hidden continent.
It's funny. Boy said the older he gets, the more he realizes if Thanos was real, he'd be fighting alongside him. That's crazy work. So yeah, time to snap some people out of existence.
Might be the most important.
But the ones that's gonna go is the ones that probably need to stay here.
The crazy part is, nah, that ain't true. When it's time for the ones to go, or they gonna go. They're gonna drop dead all at the same time. Not at the same time, but
I don't mean like that, but you.
it's a wind that's gonna come alongside of the earth. And certain people, you just see certain people just dropping dead, like they dead, drop dead. You could just be sitting there out in the parks, 9,000 people out there. 6,000 of them might just drop dead. And all you'll feel is the wind pass by you. You don't drop dead with them motherfuckers. Pray to God.
One for the whole planet. Over the past century, average global temperatures have risen at an alarming rate. But few places have felt this change as deeply as Antarctica. The Antarctic Peninsula, in particular, is warming faster than nearly anywhere else on Earth. In some regions, temperatures have increased by nearly 3 degrees Celsius in just the last 50 years. As a result, glaciers are retreating, sea ice is melting earlier each year, and entire ice shelves have begun to collapse. These changes are not just local, they are global. Antarctica holds about 90% of the world's fresh water in its thick ice sheets. If this ice melts, sea levels around the world will rise. The complete melting of the West Antarctic ice sheet alone could raise global sea levels by more than 3 meters. While a full collapse might take centuries, the process may have already started. And as the ice recedes, scientists are starting to ask a question that once seemed unthinkable. Will Antarctica become green again?
Process of the melting of it. We can't stop it. You know what I'm saying?
Find what you love. Love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More.
People don't understand. We truly don't have no control over it.
That's their problem. They want to control it.
We don't have no control over nothing. The only thing you got control over is your good and bad deeds. That's it. The good decisions you make and the bad decisions that you make. Your sins
It may sound impossible, but this continent has not always been covered in ice. Around 100 million years ago, during the age of the dinosaurs, Antarctica was a warm and forested land. Fossil records show that the continent once supported rich ecosystems with trees, ferns, and even wildfires. Beneath today's thick layers of ice lie the remnants of ancient rivers, valleys, and entire landscapes frozen in time. If the world continues to warm at its current rate, parts of Antarctica, especially the coastlines, may slowly return to those earlier conditions. Some scientists believe that by the end of this century, warmer temperatures and increased rainfall could allow for grasslands and hardy plants to grow along the fringes of the continent. Invasive species like bluegrass have already been spotted on the peninsula, and colonies of Gentoo penguins, which prefer milder conditions, have begun moving farther south.
I was gonna tell you, white coats dick out there.
In the next 200 years, experts suggest that certain areas, especially near the coast, may become mild enough to support limited agriculture. Barley, potatoes, and grazing animals could survive short growing seasons in carefully chosen locations. According to scientists, it is even possible that small human colonies could one day exist there without relying entirely on imported food. However, this potential greening comes with a price. The melting of ice sheets will drastically alter Earth's climate systems. Rising seas will threaten coastal cities across the globe. Ecosystems that have survived in isolation for millions of years could be overwhelmed by new species. And the very landscapes that draw scientists to Antarctica, the untouched wilderness, the frozen silence, may be lost forever. Antarctica's extreme conditions, including its months of darkness and low solar angles, will continue to limit what is possible, even under extreme warming. For most of the continent, especially deep inland, it will remain too cold, too dry, and too dark to support anything like traditional farming or long-term settlements. But along its edges, where the sun shines longer and the temperatures rise higher, life may begin to return. The future of Antarctica is still uncertain. Some believe it may become Earth's last refuge, a cold sanctuary for life as equatorial regions grow hotter. Others warn that once we lose control of ice melt, the consequences will move far beyond what we can predict. What is certain is that the world is watching. Antarctica, long seen as a frozen relic, is becoming a mirror of human impact and a symbol of what is to come. Scientists will continue to monitor its changes from remote bases and satellite eyes, searching the ice for clues not only to our past, but to our future. The forbidden continent is no longer as silent as it once was. Its glaciers are cracking, its weather is shifting, and its secrets are beginning to thaw. Until the ice fully reveals what it has hidden, Antarctica remains the last great unknown, a land of silence, science, and suspicion. If this journey sparked questions or theories of your own, share them in the comments.
What happened to Too soft, too soft.
see niggas going with the police. But them niggas, damn, they doing too much.
Why?
That's what I was trying to say.
Whatever.
I'm trying to see some action.
These cops ain't. These fools.
We are familiar with reports of UFOs tearing across the skies at night. There are even occasional reports of the objects landing, only to shoot straight back up into the sky. But it appears we may also have evidence for these strange craft being discovered on the ground, under the ground, and even under the sea. A video originally posted by Russian video news agency Rukli and rediscovered by ufologist Scott Waring has caused controversy in the UFO world. According to the original video, the strange saucer-shaped object measuring 3.9 feet, 1.2 meters across, and weighing approximately 200 kilograms, was discovered in a coal mine in Belovo district, Kemerovo, Russia. The video featured a close-up of the miniature saucer and a short interview with an unnamed man who claimed to have helped discover the object. The anonymous man says in the video, "The excavator driver told me that he had found an unusual object on the coal face. I arrived at the coal basin and I saw this thing. At first I thought it is a shield, but we put it on its edge and I saw that it looked like a UFO. I believe this find may be some kind of object for throwing. It's possible if the ancients were bigger than us, they might have used this disc for throwing. Or could it be some kind of miniature copy? That is, if people saw in the sky objects like this, they may have made a copy of this UFO." Scott Waring, who runs the website etdatabase.com, believes he has stumbled upon a UFO drone ship or perhaps a smaller spacecraft, sometimes utilized by larger motherships to scout possible areas to explore. As he puts it on his website, "I believe what they have found is a UFO drone ship. These smaller drones are used as scouts for keeping larger ships safe. Often a UFO will have these small scouts or even smaller baseball-sized orbs rotating around the UFO like a protective shield. Many such UFO discs have been found around the world, always heavy and appear to be made of stone. Waring believes that the construction material of the UFO is not stone, but a material created by advanced alien technology. I do not believe it is really stone, but a condensed nanobot micromaterial that strengthens the UFO like stone, but actually is a complex network. I believe if we looked at its material under an electron microscope, we would find evidence of micro-alien tech," he said. Is there a UFO buried under the mountains of coral beneath the Bermuda Triangle? Treasure hunter and host of Discovery Channel's treasure hunting show, Cooper's Treasure, Darryl Miklos, believes he has uncovered evidence that the legendary city of Atlantis may have been established by aliens in what he describes as one of the greatest discoveries of all time. Miklos was using secret sea charts left to him by his friend, the late NASA astronaut Gordon Cooper, and had previously explored over 20 sites discovered from Cooper's chart for the Discovery Channel show and found shipwrecks in each one. The astronaut, who died in 2004, aged 77, made the maps from space while on the Mercury 9 Faith 7 expedition, noting any anomalies he saw and working out that they probably represented shipwrecks. Cooper was allegedly spying on potential Russian nuclear sites based on magnetic anomalies, and he used the same anomalies to trace the wrecks. After returning to Earth, he followed up by visiting many of the sites by boat, plane, or diving, and making detailed charts and notes to go with them, all of which were left to Miklos. There are apparently over 100 anomalies on the chart, turning it into a veritable treasure map for the owner. Miklos had been searching for shipwrecks in a two-man submersible when he stumbled across a huge USO, unidentified submerged object, surrounded by apparent evidence of an unknown ancient civilization 290 feet under the sea. Over a 10-mile stretch of ocean in the Bahamas beneath the Bermuda Triangle, a section of the North Atlantic Ocean off North America, Miklos and his team saw buildings, foundations, and roads, which they believed to be at least 12,500 years old due to their depth and the coral formations around them. The strange USO, which Miklos believes could be an alien spaceship, has 5-cylinder structures which jut out of the object to around 30 feet. Miklos told the British Sun newspaper, "We went down there in a submarine looking for 2 shipwrecks that went down in the late 1700s in that area. We saw this huge unidentified object with protruding arms jutting out, and we just said, 'Oh my God, what are we looking at? This is the weirdest thing.' We were all awestruck by it. It was kind of creepy." He went on to explain that if the strange object had been a shipwreck from the 1700s, all the organic material would have disintegrated. But if we were seeing objects stick out horizontally like cannons on a battleship, it would be impossible for coral to grow that way. He described what he found in the area around the USO as looking like an underwater abandoned ghost town or ancient city. The strange formations around the main object were all covered in thick coral, which Miklos believes are hundreds, if not thousands of years old. Miklos described identical formations in 3 different areas, which didn't appear to be natural. He described the formations as like nothing I've ever seen based on my experience, and I have years of experience at doing this. We've identified multiple different types of shipwreck material, and this doesn't match or look anything like that. The deepest part of the site Miklos explored was 300 feet below the surface. So, divers had to use special breathing apparatus and a state-of-the-art submarine to access it. Miklos told The Sun that Gordon Cooper himself had believed that the city of Atlantis existed, and had even opened a company called Atlantis. Cooper thought that the mythical land first described by Greek philosopher Plato in the 5th century BC was located somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle. Miklos went on, "Obviously, we can't prove for sure that this is Atlantis or an alien spacecraft, but the 2 stories would tie together because Gordon believed that the city of Atlantis was established by other-worldly people." Alien hunters spot mystery UFO crash site on Google Earth. In September 2019, a video taken from an image on Google Earth and posted to an alien subsection of the Reddit online community shows a strange anomaly embedded in the snow in an area of South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands near Antarctica. The anomaly is located on the side of a glacier near Mount Paget, a 9,629-foot tall mountain, 2,935 meters, on the British-controlled island far to the south of Argentina. The video shows what appears to be a crashed object, which has created a trail on the frozen surface over half a mile long and 200 feet wide. The lengthy track in the snow caused by the object has persuaded some UFO enthusiasts that the video represents an alien ship that has crashed in the snow at high speed and left a trail behind it. The video has also been posted to the channel Secure Team 10, where a narrator claims that the image shows the remains of an extraterrestrial craft that crashed into the side of a mountain and skidded a huge distance across the ice. The video has been viewed more than 500,000 times and caused considerable controversy amongst the UFO community. Is the Google Earth image finally proof of an alien ship landing on Earth? Whilst many UFO researchers would like to believe that it was, Richard Waller, a senior lecturer in physical geography at Keele University in the United Kingdom, spoke to the UK paper The Daily Mail and revealed that what the image actually depicted was an avalanche that sent a huge block of ice skidding and rolling a lot farther than the rest of the collapsed snow. The strange object is not a crash UFO, but is that block of ice. However, a number of those in favour of the alien crash hypothesis object to this explanation, saying that avalanches would not leave such a trail. Nevertheless, landslides are known to travel extremely long distances. One example being in Fern Pass in the Austrian Alps, where deposits of the prehistoric landslide there were found more than 5 miles away from the mountain from which the rocks had detached. Unfortunately, it looks like alien hunters
First, they dip into science.
Crazy.
I don't know, but all this nigga me want my shit into that sick part. I think we can put it on while I'm live, I believe so. Let's see something. I could do it. This thing let me do a lot of stuff while I'm live. So.
Others will have to look elsewhere for the elusive proof of crashed alien vehicles. Preston Dennett's new book, Undersea UFO Base, presents 10 years of research into UFO and UFO activity off the Southern California coast.
Preston delivers a fascinating book covering many incidents where UFOs have been seen entering and leaving the Pacific Ocean, as well as a strange underwater craft scene. For over 100 years, strange activity has been occurring off the southern coast of California, even into current times.
Hold on, I gotta go to my chat on your phone so I can see the messages. No, you can see us. I'm about to show you.
17 years ago. Who's Jurassic Park? Who's Jurassic Park?
All right.
17 years ago.
I told you this computer let me do a lot of stuff. Yeah, I had
Who's that? Who's that? Whatever it is, just stop. Destination. You ain't see that movie, did you? No. Knocking everything. What is that?
You wasn't there for the friend.
What is that? That's not Italian.
You ain't made it through that door.
I'm out. Real shit.
I'm out. You ain't looking back. Did you find us on you? What? Ain't no fucking these motherfuckers talking about. You know what?
You right out the fucking car, too, not me.
Yours.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait, no. Man, I'm trying to find out what's going on with this. Just bro, you not paying attention.
Well, I understand, but come on.
No. anytime. All right, but what is it? I have ears. Look at some shit. All you gotta do is listen. But I'm looking at my life. This has got something to do with my own life, personal life, right there. Bro, you better pay attention to what's going on, man. Brother, you need to pay attention to what's going on. Man, you a man.
They got nothing to do with us watching the movie.
But you still need to understand what's going on around you.
All right, that's one thing, but
yeah, I can do both.
I know, Chad. Always the old people.
Yeah, I understand. You know what? We used to always talk shit about the old people. We used to always talk shit about the old people. But they've been around longer than we have. They have seen more than we have.
And now y'all calling us old. I know I'm still young.
I'm young as shit, and I understand that my old head was telling me, yeah, all right, you'll understand when you get older.
So when mommy be like, well, what happened? I'm like,
how old are you? How old are you? Oh my God. I am 39. If you got yeah.
That was just the head of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Somebody had that shit cleared.
The Air Force spoke to support.
Why is he up there quiet like that? Go here on Sunday. Sunday.
I know it. There's still no dinosaurs there. That's a boyfriend?
That's sweet.
Like yellow for I'm sorry. Oh my God! They about to grab her.
Smart plan.